program in progress.
Tough time inside in this one, and they've been out-rebounded in games this year. Pitt, an excellent rebounding team. They've got to hang tough on the backboards.
But keep in mind the name of Adrian Hill as Knight shoots, misses his second three. The rebound scooped out of there by Ricky Shields. And the name to remember is Adrian Hill, who really wasn't a part of the first meeting between these two teams. A good drive that time and a nice finish by Sherrod. Back on top go the Knights. So he's another wide body runner who does give them extra fouls to use inside.
Yeah, you'll see Gary Waters go to his bench. Both teams will go between 8 and 9 deep in this one. Ball control type of game.
Let fell down. And Tim Higgins, who's our referee, has a quick word with Agzani. It's the second Panther turnover, and for some reason, Ontario Let simply hit the deck. One thing I like about this Pittsburgh team is that 9 times out of 10, Ontario Let and Julius Page will have a smile on their face. They're having a good time out there.
Well, they enjoy the game. They play hard. And this is a Pitt team that really grinds it out defensively. That's the core of the team, and then they generate good offense with team and balanced play.
Just over 3 minutes into this opening half. The early lead belongs to the Scarlet Knights. The Knights played one of their better games against Pittsburgh. Came out a loss. They're inside 10 on the shot clock.
No serious post player out there where you can just dump it inside if you're Rutgers. So that's why the perimeter people need to make shots. And Pitt doing a good job right now, just giving them one opportunity.
Here comes Mr. Do-Everything, Jerron Brown, with his first shot and a miss. Back the other way comes Mike Sherrod. Shields, three-pointer. Air ball. Coleman had it. Scrambling for the rebound with Julius Page. Page touched it last. And here comes the sixth player for Pittsburgh who averages in double figures. And that is Siobhan Troutman, who averages about 12 points a game off the bench.
But Troutman's been dynamite for Pitt this year. He's averaging in the last 8 games just under 15 points a game. So he's really coming on, and he's shooting better than 70% this year, John. So he has been extremely efficient for Ben Howland.
He did start that game at Georgetown in the place of Zavatskis, but Zavatskis is back in there tonight, looking to pass 1,000 points in his Pittsburgh career. And I talked as Coleman launches a three that's way off target. But again, the ball knocked away from Zavatskis. And the Scarlet Knights get it back. Lamazana. Sherrod penetrates. He's alone, puts it up. He traveled first. No basket. Each team with 2 early turnovers.
Well, there's a lot of emotion starting this game out. Neither team really effective offensively, but the defense will be intense. Rutgers plays hard. You can see the extra step taken on that one by Sherrod as he felt contact.
Well, they have forced the opponent into 20 or more turnovers 10 different times this season, so they're very good defensively. I asked Coach Waters about the possibility of playing some zone. He said no. He said, we're not a good zone team. We're much better if we can chase you man-to-man.
And I think the thing that does, if your team plays tough defense and they're very active, that also helps you if you can turn people over, generate some good offense at the other end.
And that is a kickball. It'll be a new 35. And will take us to a timeout with 15:46 to play. As we expected a low-scoring start, you're watching Big East basketball.
During Dodge Power Days, get the best values in America. Take our best products like Dodge Ram Heavy Duty, the 250 horsepower Intrepid SXT, the best-selling minivan ever, and the VA-powered Durango. Plus our best warranty, Dodge's fully transferable 770 powertrain limited warranty. Plus our best deals, like up to a $4,500 cash allowance, or 0% financing on most models. Add it all up, and it equals the best values in America. See your Dodge dealer or visit Dodge.com.
Iron plus carbon equals steel. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Hydrogen plus oxygen equals water. Kaufman plus Federated equals experience. The Federated Kaufman Fund. The track record of Kaufman, the resources of Federated, and over a century of combined investment experience. The Federated Kaufman Fund, now available through your investment professional.
Hamilton Subaru means the safety of all-wheel drive, a Ham Good deal, and Ham Good service after the sale.
At Mr. Ham's place, we have the Subaru that will fit your budget.
All dealers pay the same for their cars. It's the Ham Good Subaru deal that makes the difference.
We have great deals on Subaru certified used cars.
Hamilton Subaru, making friends on Route 30 in Irwin.
A 4-3 lead with 15:46 to play. Along with Ron Perry, I'm John Sanders. And Big East basketball this afternoon. A big win. They finally win a close one. Miami had a shot to win it at the end at home, but Georgetown escapes by 2, 74-72. It was Seton Hall at West Virginia pulling out a win. And how about the Hall? Boy, the Pirates have really turned it around. They win by 4 this afternoon. Virginia Tech a big loser to Notre Dame, so the Irish remain in the hunt with Syracuse and Pittsburgh. And Jim Calhoun back. UConn beats St. John's. Mike Jarvis ejected. Also Talik Brown returned to action after being out for about the same length of time that his coach was gone with that broken finger. So
number 17 for UConn as they continue to try to stay right in the hunt near the top of the East.
Zavascus for 3, and that will give him 1,000 points in his career.
That's a great way to do it with the 3. Zavascus coming off a 17-point effort against Georgetown. He's one of those guys. He plays tough defense. He can make big shots for you. And this is just that unselfish, workman-like team. This is Deron Brown. And Pitt just grinds it out on you, John, defensively. Rutgers has got to find some openings now to get some quality shots.
Well, much like Brandon Knight, though, Donatas Zavascus has been struggling with his shot, but starting to pick it up, as you mentioned, in the Georgetown game, getting the early 3 here. Both the baskets for Pittsburgh are 3s, one by Knight, the other by Zavascus. Down the lane, Coleman got too far under. The rebound to Siobhan Troutman. Julius Page in the corner. Deron Brown looks for help. Inside Troutman. He catches it low. He's tough. And he's fouled by Exani. That'll be the first on the junior from Red Bank, New Jersey. He'll send Siobhan Troutman to the line. And Siobhan, as you mentioned, has really been hot of late.
Well, he has. Good look. That was great ball movement that time. Pitt picked the pace up that time. Really pushed it with Brandon Knight penetrating. 4 or 5 passes later, you've got that nice up fake by Troutman. And Pitt in this ball game should have good success in the paint.
Troutman rattles that one home. You see each team with a couple of field goals. The difference, both of Pittsburgh's have been 3-pointers.
And Rutgers, they just can't go through this game shooting in that, 20 to 30% range. They've got to have some success from the outside, and they've got to get Lamanzana involved offensively.
Well, Coleman is off to an 0 for 3 start, so that is not good news for the Scarlet Knights.
He's a streaky shooter. If he gets 1 or 2 to go, he can bury 5 or 6 in a row, and he's not hesitant to let them go. This is the guy that's got to have a lot of touches for them, though, Lamanzana.
It's inside, but he missed the short jumper. Brandon Knight has the rebound. And the foul called again on Exani.
Oh, that was a thread-the-needle pass by Brandon Knight.
The foul is on Coleman on that thread-the-needle pass.
Check it out right here. Just dishes it right down there. No look. It's like a wide receiver that's out there against the zone defense. He finds them. And that's the beauty of running the floor with a guy like Brandon Knight. If you're open, he's going to get you the basketball.
And we finally straightened it out for all of us here. It was Lamanzani. You saw him from behind pick up the foul. There's Siobhan Troutman, a native of Williamsport. Stretches the Panther lead out to 4. It's 8-4 Pittsburgh.
Troutman's really picked up his level of play this year offensively. He's become a consistent double-figure scorer, leading the team in scoring in the Big East. He's also doing a nice job, John, from the foul line of late.
3 of 4 so far. And we talked to Ben Howland about that.
Yeah,
why is he
come on, Pitt,
playing so much better? He said, well, because the stupid coach is putting him out on the floor.
Well, you know what happens then, John? The confidence level builds, and when good things start to happen, they keep happening. You know your coach is confident in you.
Shields gets inside, has to give it up to Lamanzana. Lamanzana's turnaround, short, and Zavascus has the rebound. And that's that shooting you talked about that early on is certainly plaguing the Knights. They just can't get it to go. Brandon Knight, backdoor Page. No foul called, and Julius gets it to go. Julius Page also closing in on 1,000 points in his career.
Brandon Knight distributing the basketball. Tough start for Rutgers on the road. They need to stay in this ball game.
Foul's going to go on Brandon Knight. It's an 8-0 Pittsburgh run. The Knights have not scored since the 17-24 mark, so they've been about 4 minutes without a basket. Brandon picks up his first foul. And now the freshman checks in, Calvin Wooten, along with the senior, Kareem Wright. And Wright had his best game of the season against Pittsburgh in the first meeting between these two teams.
Well, Kareem Wright, they say, is a slim down 270 pounds. He'll give the Scarlet Knights some beef inside. They're not getting any second chance baskets. No offensive rebound you speak of to start this game.
Here comes Lamanzana down the lane and fires at home.
He is athletic, 6'10", agile, and that time he just threaded his way, sliced his way right through the man-to-man defense.
Well, that cuts off the 8-0 run. Points in the paint, and so far the edge goes to the Scarlet Knights. But we have a long way to go. Zavatskas spots for three. He's short with that one. Kicks in the corner. This is the freshman Wooten. He's got good basketball skills. He's an excellent shooter. Sherrod back to Lamanzana for three. Too strong. Up over the backboard, out of bounds. It'll be Pittsburgh basketball. 12:48 to play as Torrey Morris checks in. 3-point shooting so far. The edge goes to Pittsburgh as they have made a couple. Rutgers is 0 for 5. And so far, Lamanzana is 2 for 5 shooting.
Well, we've said it, when you're undermanned inside, when you know you're up against a tough front line, you've got to make some shots, and Rutgers is not getting that done so far against the tough man defense.
There's Page for three. That's too strong. Morris just rips the rebound away from Wooten. Krauser will shoot a three. That's good. The redshirt freshman, Carl Krauser.
Well, you're seeing it early in this one. If you haven't seen it all year long, the balance by Pittsburgh, everybody getting involved. Krauser into the game now. And here comes that defense. You need some penetration if you're Rutgers. You've got to get into the lane area.
Well, the Panthers made 10 three-pointers in beating Rutgers earlier this season. Sherrod will try a three, and that's way off the mark again. We've got a foul on the rebound. Foul, I believe, is on Julius Page. That'll be the first on Page. We've got a timeout, 11:57 to go in the first half. You're watching Big East basketball.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing.
Something remarkable is happening. People are realizing that Cricket service works just like their home phone, with all the local calls they want for one low, predictable price, plus plenty of free long distance. So Cricket does more and costs less. And for home phones, it's the end of the line. Cricket. It could be your only phone. Look for special Cricket offers on McDonald's dollar menu.
Watch Lamanzana. He is very active.
Well, he's quick, and he brings the big people out because to guard a 6'10" man, he can take it to the rack. Check out that dunk to Torrey Morris. We talk about the advantage inside off the bench. Morris, great offensive rebound, setting the table for the Krauser three-point shot. Just went and got that thing, didn't he?
Yes, he did. 14-6. It's an 8-point lead. Biggest of the first half. We played just over 8 minutes tonight, and the Panthers in their white jerseys are undefeated this year. They are 13-0 when they wear the white. Of course, they've only lost 4 games all year long. And they haven't lost any here in this building.
Yeah, they've been very tough at the, what a beautiful on-campus facility, the Peterson Event Center. And Rutgers looking for their first road win of the season. It's a tough one. Oh, great block.
Morris with a block. Here comes Page.
Like Page might have pulled up his pivot foot there.
Page might have got away with the travel. Here's Krauser. He'll be running the show next year after Brandon Knight departs.
got some quality minutes this year to try to, get him involved with the program, and he's done a nice job. 3-guard lineup out there for Ben Howland right now.
Shot clock at 10, and the Panthers turn it over, although Knight keeps it alive, but they're going to have to shoot, and Krauser will beach the buzzer. How about that?
Well, give all the credit there to Brandon Knight. He kept that ball alive. He is so tough. He's got great hands, and then Krauser takes advantage. That's a sign of a good team when you take advantage of opportunities that you present yourself with, and that was a good example right there.
And the Panthers giving up less than 60 points a game on the average this year. The best in the league. Joel Wiggin with some penetration gets the basket and a chance for the 3-point play. Foul is on Troutman.
Joel Wiggin, he's done a nice job off the bench in the backcourt along with Calvin Wooten. Some quick and athletic and strong players that Gary Waters is able to now bring in. They're young. This is a young Rutgers team. He's trying to mold this team, and his 3rd year at Rutgers. 2nd year, I should say, with 18 wins his last year.
That, of course, surprised everybody.
The numbers,
nice job. The numbers this year are more what they expected last year. So last year was a definite surprise in terms of the number of wins.
They did a great job to step in and guide the team to 18 W's. And they've been very tough at home last year and again this year. And again, it's a young team he's trying to mold.
The foul will be on Wright as he went up to meet Torrey Morris. Of course, he had a little vengeance in his mind because he had one of his own blocked at the other end.
Brandon Knight, top assist man in the league with a great look inside there. Bounce pass. I love that bounce pass where the big men bounce it right up to that waist area. And Torrey Morris and Kareem Wright, a couple of wide bodies going at it.
So their assist-to-basket ratio is the best in the conference. They are unselfish. They will share the wealth. But what they do not do very well is shoot free throws. That has been a problem for them for the last couple of years, shooting only 64% as a team.
And they don't want that, John, to be the Achilles, whether it's Big East tournament time or the NCAAs. They need to step it up and make the free throws in those tight ball games. 65% won't get it done.
Come on, G. Come on, CK.
Here's Wooten. Zani back in the lineup, has the ball. Working against Morris, gives it up. And Wiggin again penetrates in another block. That's the second by Torrey Morris. Krauser, well, he can get down the court in a hurry, but he turns it over. And off the bench is Adrian Hill, the Panthers' 3rd turnover. Here's Wooten, good shooter. 3 is on the way, too short. But another offensive rebound by the Scarlet Knights as it's pulled back out by Coleman. Jerome has not scored, has that one stripped on his way in. Troutman comes up with it, tried to get it to Page and was fouled. Joel Wiggin will pick up the foul. His first.
Some great action there. Pitt, a very aggressive team. If you try to penetrate, you've got to be good with the basketball as they strip it. Everything keyed off the defense. One of the top defensive teams in the nation, letting teams score just above 59 points a game.
And of course, in the Ben Howland era, they are 43-1 when the opponent scores less than 60. The last team to beat them scoring less than 60 was Notre Dame in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse last year. That's the last time they lost a home game. Knight looking for his second 3. It's too strong. Exani the rebound. Here comes Wooten now for Rutgers.
Good look, though, by Knight. And I think it's positive for the Panthers that he is looking for his outside shot.
This one is passed to me.
You were ready, too. I could sense your readiness for that ball.
It was picked off by John Conamice, one of the Pittsburgh boosters.
Yeah, John showed some good quickness going after that ball himself.
He was in the right spot at the right time, as they say. 17-8, Pittsburgh leading. This is Knight with it. Now Troutman as they rotate the ball or on the perimeter. Left to Devon Troutman. Here's Knight again. Another 3. This one bending short. Tipped up. No good. And the rebound of the Scarlet Knights. Shields got it out of there that time. This is Joel Wiggin.
Both teams have played man-to-man throughout the first half.
Shields, a foul called. And if it's on Knight, it'll be his second. Brandon thought he got all ball, but Tim Higgins thought otherwise, so it's foul number 2 on Brandon Knight. He has fouled out of just 1 game this year. And Julius Page is going to check back in, and I think Brandon will depart. We're in the Peterson Event Center on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh for Big East Conference basketball. I'm John Sanders, along with Ron Perry. Glad you could join us. There's still plenty of snow outside, but a little dirty, though, by now. Shields a miss at the line. And you see the rebounding difference, just 2 now for Rutgers. They got off to a good start with a lot of offensive rebound.
Yeah, they're doing a better job right now to really bang the backboards at both ends. Got to make some shots. So they've really struggled shooting the ball, but Pitt doesn't give you many easy looks, that's for sure.
First point tonight for the sophomore from Riverdale, Maryland, Ricky Shields, averaging just over 12 a game. We're inside the 9-minute mark. Time left in the first half. The Panthers have an 8-point lead. They've been up by double digits once. Brown almost lost it, tracks it down. Now the Panthers have gone in a 3-minute drought without scoring. Here's Page to Brown. Ontario left. Page sneaks down the lane and scores.
Yeah, that's been really successful in the first half for Pitt. When they've gone inside with the ball, the perimeter people for Rutgers are extending, dump it down there, and then the ball movement and the passing, exceptional by the Panthers.
Zalatskas set to check back in for Pittsburgh as Shields kicks it in the corner. Joel Wiggin dances down the lane, has it knocked away left. Brown ahead of the pack trying to track it down. Can't do it. Just a little too far by Ontario left. He saw his teammate at about midcourt, threw it too far and went out. You're watching Big East basketball.
There's something in your store that's really shaking things up. It's Banquet Homestyle Bakes. Why? Because now the original box dinner is packed with even more butterball chicken to go with those savory vegetables and that golden biscuit topping for a complete real meal. So you can bank on Banquet to give you even more chicken, more beef, or more turkey. Banquet Homestyle Bakes. It's all you need to pick up.
This shot for the cup and a piece of hurling history. What must be going through that young man's head, young man's head, young man's head. Has he got what it takes to be a champion?
The design and performance are unsurpassed. They offer comfort, and best of all, this high-performance line uses up to 50% less fuel. The Lennox line of high-efficiency furnaces. To enjoy the quiet comfort of a reliable, efficient Lennox furnace in your home, call 1-800-9-LENNOX for the dealer nearest you. Lennox, unparalleled savings, comfort, and performance.
Pittsburgh with its second 10-point lead of the first half. Let's take a look at why this game is so important as you spy the Conagra Foods Big East standings, and you can see that Pittsburgh needs a win to stay with Notre Dame and Syracuse, the Orange, out of the conference tomorrow. And Pittsburgh really, if they win out, Ronnie, they know they'll have a bye for the first round of the tournament because Notre Dame and Syracuse will play again, and one of those teams is going to have at least 4 losses in the conference. The other problem down at the bottom of the West, of course, is for Rutgers. In the East, it's UConn and Villanova at the head of the pack right now, and Virginia Tech and Miami both at 3-9, trying to avoid staying home after the end of the regular season.
And Boston College making a nice push themselves near the top, as you see Providence trying to make their case late here with a good lead over Villanova early, but a long way to go on that one. Villanova, of course, riding right at the top now of the East standing.
Well, I think the team, Ron, that's been the most surprising of late has to be Seton Hall. The
No
Pirates
question.
have really come on. Thrown away right into the hands of Krause. It is turnover number 6, and Krause races down the court, has it blocked, and Coleman has the rebound.
Krause should have gotten that ball more to the middle, forced that shot after the nice steal. Just didn't get a good look out of it.
Overplay by Lett. He has the steal. Looks to Krause. Page ahead, up and in. 6 points for Julius.
That is execution by the Panthers, and right now, Gary Waters got to talk to his team and say, guys, we're throwing that ball away on the offensive end. We've got to get good looks. Be strong with the basketball. Got to come 2 passes, because right now Pitt overplaying, stealing the ball. Really didn't have great spacing on that when you had the players kind of bunched together, but Krauser made an outstanding bounce pass to Page, who's able to catch it.
Well, one of the problems,
rid of it beautifully.
I talked about Rutgers forcing a lot of turnovers, but what they haven't been able to do is to take the turnovers and turn them into points. They've had opportunities. They have not been good in the fast break, and when you make mistakes against Pittsburgh, they will run and they will make you pay.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, Rutgers really out of sync offensively, and they're not getting any penetration, John, and clean looks. Everything is contested. And right now, they've got to get people like Coleman involved in this offense.
Coleman has not scored a point, and it's thrown away. Coleman looked one way, Shields looked the other. The Knights thought that Julius Page touched it, but the officials don't see it that way. So Pittsburgh, with exactly 7 minutes to go, thanks to turnover number 8, will get it back.
Whether that was deflected or not, Coleman never even looked at Shields, and Shields stealing the ball. There was absolutely no eye contact whatsoever.
Speaking of not looking, I don't think Ontario Lett was looking. Here's Zavaskas on the drive, gets it up, missed the shot, gets it back, out of bounds, and Pittsburgh will keep with 18 on the shot clock.
Now Rutgers in danger right now, 21-9. They've struggled offensively, 6:42. They've got to get a couple of stops defensively and get something going offensively to get in this game. That's an offensive
foul. Lett used that wide body, and one of the things that Coach Waters talked about is how much he reminds him, Lett reminds him of Rashad Kent, who was not real tall, but with that wide body, it seems like you're much bigger.
Yeah, that's a good example right there. Lett sometimes reminds me maybe of a young Charles Barkley. He is strong inside. Got good hands, too.
Sherrod has it tapped away by Krauser, out of bounds. And the Knights, with 20 on the shot clock, will keep it down by a dozen. 6:24 to play. We're still in the first half. But offensively, the Knights have been out of sync.
They really have. And one thing's for sure, I mean, certainly Pittsburgh's defense has been outstanding.
Another turnover, that's 9. The pass was intended for Lamazana, and it wasn't even close. Sherrod took an assist away from you.
You cannot play. I wanted that ball. I could taste it. Garrett Waters looks frustrated, and he should be over on the bench. His team turning the ball over right now. 9 to Pittsburgh's 4, and Pitt has been making them pay the price off of those turnovers.
Here's Jerron Brown. Zavaskas down low to Lett. Looks for help. Working on Hill. Draws a foul. Take a look at our ESPN USA Today Top 25 scoreboard. We'll give you a rundown of some of the games that are in action right now. Pittsburgh, of course, number 9 is leading here. Cincinnati rolls over number 3 Louisville, 101-80. How about that? And Oklahoma State knocks off number 4 Texas. That is a final at 82-77. We'll sort out some of them as we go along.
Now that's a huge win for Cincinnati. They had lost 5 of 6 and beat Louisville, and you see NC State and Duke. That's a final with Duke the victor in that one. And how about Marquette, number 12, against TCU as they continue to roll.
And a terrific game at Dayton today, and Xavier just sneaks away. What was the Maryland, North Carolina score?
Crushed North Carolina. If I saw that right, that's a 40-point victory for
that is unbelievable.
Gary Williams. Wow.
And he still missed it after getting the second try at number 2, so just 1 of 2 at the line. 22-9. That's a 13-point lead. Biggest of the half. Sherrod, no place to go. Another turnover. Got himself up in the air, out of control. And that's 10 already. And that will, as a coach, drive you nuts, won't it?
There's just frustration right now. One-on-one type moves. You can see Pitt with the help out. No question on the walk. And Coleman and Shields, we talked about the importance of them getting into the offensive flow in this game. Just 1 point between them, John, at this point. They are not involved with this offense.
7 different Panthers have scored already here tonight. Here's Page with it. Krauser around right, back to Page. Three-pointer is partially blocked. Lamazana picks it out of the air, and back comes Rutgers. Maybe that defensive play will get the offense going. Nothing else has so far. Of course, what Pittsburgh will do, they'll just keep switching and keep working defensively. Shields for three, too strong. Lamazana had it. Krauser has it knocked away. Good play by Shields to get it back. Sherrod with it now.
Somehow, when you got a man open like that, Brown open down the court, somehow you've got to find a way to get him the basketball for the layup.
Well, the Knights have doubled up on Pittsburgh as far as turnovers are concerned. Lamazana gets it back outside. Here comes Wooten with a drive and a steal by Krauser. Again, he had Brown ahead of the pack, but decided to just hang on.
And this is a Rutgers team that has stressed taking care of the ball and done a good job with it this year. Been a major struggle here against this tough Panther defense tonight.
Along the baseline, it's Lett. Back to
Zavaskas. Back to Lett. And a foul on Kareem Wright. That'll be his second.
The Pitt really putting a clinic on in this first half about the importance of defense, turning over a team that has good backcourt people, that has taken good care of the ball. And Ben Howland has really emphasized the defense, and you can see the unselfish play by Pitt at the other end. They really, take quality shots each time down the floor.
But it has been over 6 minutes since the Knights have made a field goal. And Lett with another miss at the line. He's 1 of 3 as Agzani checks back in. Wright with a couple early fouls heads back to the bench. Only 9 points in the first 15 minutes for the Scarlet Knights.
Well, they're not getting anything off transition, John. They're not getting stops, a good defensive rebound, pushing the ball. It's all half-court set, and Pitt is just in their face. Got to get Lamazana more involved with the offense. He's got to show more. They got to get him the ball.
Javon Trotman back into the Pittsburgh lineup with 4:25 left in the first half. The Panthers' lead is now 14. There you go. No assists tonight and 11 turnovers. That is not a good ratio.
That is not the formula for victory right there, John.
Well, when you can only score 9 points in the first 16 minutes of the game, you got a problem. And you mentioned it. They just have not been a consistently good shooting team.
They've been tentative, though. They've made really kind of tough lob passes like that one.
Turnover, a dozen. Krauser had Brown ahead of him, takes it himself. Draws a crowd. Agzani the rebound. I think he was greedy that time. He could have given it up to Brown.
Yeah, he was open up there. Got to get rid of it.
And Brown commits the foul at the other end. That's the first on him. It'll send Ricky Shields to the line. Keep in mind, Jerome Coleman, who leads the team in scoring, does not have a point so far in this game. And his running mate, the number 2 scorer, going to the line right now, Shields has 1 point.
And between these two guys, we talked about them at the beginning of the game. Shields and Coleman, top 2 scorers on the team. So just give credit to Pitt's defense. They've been in their face. And Coleman sitting since the early going where he got off to that cold start.
Well, so far, it has been very ugly offensively for Rutgers, but again, you credit a lot of that to the defense of Pittsburgh. This is not the only team that has played like that against them. We have 3:48 left in the half. You're watching Big East basketball.
During Dodge Power Days, get the best values in America. Take our best products like Dodge Ram Heavy Duty, the 250 horsepower Intrepid SXT, the best-selling minivan ever, and the V8-powered Durango. Plus our best warranty, Dodge's fully transferable 770 powertrain limited warranty. Plus our best deals, like up to a $4,500 cash allowance or 0% financing on most models. Add it all up, and it equals the best values in America. See your Dodge dealer or visit Dodge.com.
Do you take pride in what you do? Do others recognize you as a leader? Are you passionate about education and mentoring young people? If so, the Academy has an opportunity for you. A nationally recognized innovator in working with today's youth, the Academy is currently seeking individuals to teach, counsel, and coach the next generation. For more information, call the Academy at 412-885-5200. The Academy, where hard work and dedication still matter.
Preston Dodge Chrysler Jeep wants you to know. If you want it, we've got it. I'm talking the largest selection of vehicles in one location. Over 700 vehicles available. Every vehicle with rock bottom prices. Trevor Dodge Dakota starting at $13,998. Jeep Liberty starting at $17,998. Over 100 minivans starting at $17,898. Plus, get free state inspection and free rentals for as long as you own your vehicle. And check out the all-new Preston Nissan on 9th Avenue in Beaver Falls. Beaver County's newest Nissan dealer. Get to Preston Dodge Chrysler Jeep on Route 51 in Beaver Falls.
Is the score. The Panthers on top with 3:48 left in the half. Let's take a look at our Dodge Tough Player of the Week. It's Providence sophomore Ryan Gomes. Ryan is 6'7", one of the Big East Conference's most consistent inside players in just his second season with the Friars. He leads Providence in nearly every statistical category. Ryan Gomes of Providence, this week's Dodge Tough Player of the Week.
Ryan Gomes has done a great job inside for Tim Welch's club. He goes up strong inside, John, and they can really count on him in Friarland to put points on the board. They hope they have him doing that for a couple more years.
Well, it's been almost 7 minutes since the Scarlet Knights have scored a field goal. They did get the free throw to cut the lead to 23-11.
They don't get any easy baskets, John, out of the half-court set. They don't have that big post player, and their outside people have just been blanketed by the Panthers.
Here's Jerron Brown. Little runner, hits the net. His first field goal, and the Panthers extend their lead to 14. Second time they've been up by that number so far this evening. It's 25-11 Pittsburgh.
Pitt comes at you in so many different ways with the balance, and Jerron Brown, he's a real killer out there doing all the little things for the Panthers.
Well, the balance is there. 8 different players have already scored for Pittsburgh. Shields trying to work on Brown. Finally puts up a 3 and hits it. The first tonight, and that was not an easy one for Ricky Shields.
I mean, he was well defended by Jerron Brown. He made a great shot on that one, and maybe that'll get Rutgers going on some kind of a roll.
Well, it ends the drought that had extended past 7 minutes without a field goal. It's now 25-14. 7 minutes and 39 seconds. Troutman is pushed from behind, missed the shot. Exani has the rebound, so he's not able to finish. Here's Ricky Shields on a move. He traveled. Another turnover. Well, the turnovers have just killed the Scarlet Knights. 13 already in the game. And that's about what they average for an entire game, and they've done that in the first 17 and a half minutes.
Yeah, it's very unusual. They've taken good care of the ball. They've got 3 guards out there consistently. However, Pitt has played great defense here in this first half.
2.5 to play. A lot of minutes for Krauser. Knight picked up his second foul, went to the bench, and has not been back in the game.
Well, I think as long as this double-figure leads out there, Ben Holland said, I don't want to take any chances and have Knight get a third.
Well, able to get it back to Troutman. That time was left, and Siobhan, whose shooting percentage has been extremely high because of those kinds of shots, has missed a couple of those easy ones tonight.
A couple of them have rimmed out. He's been making 3 out of 4 this year for 73 to 75%. He's been unbelievable. But it's been a half-court game, and this is Pitt's game. This is their tempo right here.
Wooten's long 3 comes up short, goes over the backboard out of bounds. And the Panthers will get it back once again with 1:47 to play in the half, leading 25-14. I told you, first team to 70 wins.
I don't know if we're going to get there, John.
I don't think so. Not the way we're going.
And you live and die with the 3. You're getting a good look of it with Rutgers, and it's just not going for them.
Let off the feed from Troutman, gets inside, and he misses an easy one, gets it back. Bending, no good. Tipped up and in by Troutman.
That's that inside advantage we talked about. Let and Troutman all over that offensive glass with the put down.
They would not be denied, and finally it was Troutman who got the putback. Shields hanging, back to Exani. Sherrod has it stolen away by Page, then gets it back.
This is like a nightmare for the Scarlet Knights. When they put the ball on the floor in traffic, they're losing it.
Lamazana has it stripped out of bounds. And with 7 on the shot clock, back into the lineup comes Jerome Coleman, who has not scored tonight. A reminder, stay with us at halftime here at the Peterson Event Center. We'll take a look at tonight's Big East Wire. We'll talk about who might be the Big East Player and Rookie of the Year. All of that coming up at intermission. Exani, remember the shot clock is winding down. And he's not afraid to shoot. Off the mark with a 3-point attempt as Krauser has the rebound. Final minute, opening half. Very low scoring first half. Awful lot of turnovers by the Scarlet Knights. And Coleman is now 0 for 4. Page gets to the baseline, tried to reverse it. He turns it over. That's 6 turnovers by Pittsburgh. Lamazana with it. About a 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Look, with Pitt, beard down, play good defense, and you'll have enough time to go down the court and get a good look before intermission.
Well, the shot clock is going to reach 10 Before Coleman starts his move, spins, puts up a shot, bending no good, tipped up no good. Page gets it back, final 10 seconds. Page races to the baseline. Put back by Troutman is good.
Great finish for Pitt, John. The momentum swing right there goes in by 15 with that made field goal. Nice follow-up.
All set up by the drive by Page, and then Troutman with his second putback takes us to halftime. The Pittsburgh Panthers with their biggest lead. They are up by 15 points. We'll have the Big East Wire coming up. You're watching Big East basketball.
Well, mama, don't you make me another meatloaf. Forget the mac and cheese. I want some fun piled on a bun. I want a manwich, please. Make tonight a manwich night. I want a manwich, please.
How much is enough? Now you can decide. Introducing Orville Redenbacher's single-serve mini bags. Big Orville taste in a new snacking size. Pick up some Orville Redenbachers and start bopping today.
Great devotion to a single purpose. That defines a team. Those who stumble but still find the will to rise up. Risking pain for the chance to stand out from the crowd. And having tasted both victory and defeat, steadily raise expectation. The NCAA Championships on ESPN.
It's backed by Beryl Cadillac. Not $4.99, not $3.99. Certified used Cadillacs just $2.99 down, $2.99 a month. DeVille's, Seville's, Eldorado's. Beryl Cadillac, Route 19, Wexford.
It takes a team to turn an empty office into a comfortable, functional workplace. It begins with designers who can maximize your floor space, experts who consistently deliver the lowest prices on fine furniture from Hahn and Allsteel, and experienced installers who have earned their reputation over nearly half a century. Expertise, experience, and excellence. Trust the business furniture team at Workplace Furnishings by Mount Lebanon Office Equipment.
Breakthrough to Beryl Cadillac in 2003. The brand new CTS is hot and in stock. Not $4.99, not $4.49, now just $3.59. Beryl Cadillac, Route 19, Wexford.
Matchup tonight between the Panthers and the Scarlet Knights. First order of business, as always, is to check out this edition of the Big East Wire, and we're going to take a look at the favorites for postseason conference honors. And certainly, Player of the Year, you have to start first by looking at the young man from Boston College, because Troy Bell is having a fantastic season.
He really is. He leads the league in scoring, and he's also in the top 5 in the nation at better than 25 a game. And in league play, he's better than 27 a game. He's been so hot lately. He has been just carrying the Eagles on his shoulders from 2- and 3-point land, all-time leading scorer at BC. And Mike Sweetney has been dynamite all year in the middle for Georgetown, one of the top big men in the nation, and he gets it done inside. Second in the league in scoring, first in offensive rebounding, second in block shots. He's had a fantastic season for Craig Estrick's club.
Unfortunately, he's been on the losing end of a lot of close games. Now, you talk about outstanding players. Look at number 1 for Notre Dame, Chris Thomas. What a year he's had.
He's been dynamite, leading the Irish from his point guard position. The catalyst really makes it happen. He leads the league in assists at 7 a game and also averages 18 a game. And he really makes the team go, and Notre Dame having an outstanding season with Thomas at the helm.
And you look to the Rookie of the Year, and a lot of people probably think, Ronnie, that Carmelo Anthony is a shoo-in, and certainly if he's not the best freshman in this league, he might be the best freshman in the country.
He very well could be. He has been outstanding all year long, right from the get-go for Syracuse, rebounding, shooting, averaging just about 22 a game and better than 9 boards a game. He has been fantastic for Jim Boeheim's club. Does not play like a freshman, and certainly he would be the lead candidate. But Craig Smith for Boston College has been dynamite as well, in the top 10 in scoring and rebounding, and he leads the league in field goal percentage, and at better than 260 pounds. With Yuka Agbai out with the neck injury this year, he stepped in to fill the middle for Boston College and done a great job.
Well, a league with an overabundance of young talent. Those are two of the best, obviously, two of the top candidates for the Rookie of the Year. We will continue from Pittsburgh, and next up, we're going to take a look at some of the other scores from a big day in conference play. You are watching Big East basketball.
In the nation and in the world, Rutgers is making a difference.
University researchers invent an artificial hand
and detect links between diet and cancer.
The history of uniquely American musical genre is preserved.
While critically acclaimed literary works offer insight into our culture.
From the discovery of ancient stone tools
to promising advances in the treatment of spinal cord injuries.
Rutgers is creating the future today.
Things are moving at Rourke Volkswagen. Buying a new car has never been so much fun. No high-pressure sales here. Volkswagens practically sell themselves. People love that Rourke Volkswagen is so centrally located. Wherever you live, Rourke is just a short jaunt away. Come out to Rourke Volkswagen on West Liberty in Dormont and check out the quality and performance of a Volkswagen. You better hurry. Like I said, they're going fast. For any lifestyle, there's a Volkswagen, and we're minutes from just about anywhere. Rourke Volkswagen.
Okay, let's say this is you, and this is your auto insurance company. It's okay, nothing to get excited about. But let's say this is Allstate. Wow. Well, right now, qualified drivers who call Allstate for a free quote can get a company this good for this kind of price. Hey, look, it's a castle. So call Allstate to see what you can save and find out how the right hands make all the difference.
Your body moving, it's your choice. Ego Physical Therapy. Expert care that helps you keep your body moving like it should be. Ego Physical Therapy. It's your choice.
I really did lose 245 pounds eating Subway sandwiches, and that's like a whole person and a half. I feel like I could do anything. Jogging, playing basketball, even mountain biking. I mean, I love the new me. And now Subway has all these delicious new sauces. It's great, like honey mustard on turkey or red wine vinaigrette on a club, so I don't have to give up taste to eat healthy. I could play golf. I'm even thinking about taking up mountain climbing. Well, maybe next year.
Subway, eat fresh!
Proud sponsor of the American Heart Association's Heart Walk.
You know, for me, it's just disappointing. I played 400 games as a Penguin. You know, I've been in the organization since 1990, and I'm just disgusted. I don't know what I have to do.
Blood, sweat, tears. What do you get? Not a heck of a lot.
1,100 games, 19 years in the league. That's not good enough. Even Riceberg, whatever his name is, got a bobblehead. It's unreal.
Iceberg Bobblehead Day, February 23rd at 3 p.m.
Iceberg? A mascot? Unbelievable.
The fans are happy here because the Panthers at halftime lead by 15. It's 29-14. Let's see what else is happening in Big East Conference basketball. And here are some of the scores. Georgetown hangs on to beat Miami. Seton Hall wins again at West Virginia, winning by 4 there. Also this afternoon, it was Notre Dame big over Virginia Tech, and UConn outlast St. John's. Villanova and Providence, and it is Villanova that's coming back now. They're only down by 2. Pittsburgh's up by 15. Highlights and stats are coming up when we return to Pittsburgh. You're watching Big East basketball.
I'm a junior at the University of Pittsburgh, majoring in environmental studies and political science. I chose Pitt because I wanted an academic challenge. Throughout Pitt, there are many nationally ranked programs, from the writing program to medicine to philosophy. So many talented students are here. More Marshall and Rhodes Scholars have come out of Pitt in the last 15 years than any other college in Pennsylvania. The opportunities here are limitless. Coming to Pitt was the best decision I ever made.
When was the last time you had 345 horses delivered to your door? Introducing store-to-door test drives and service appointments from #1 Cochran Cadillac. If for some reason you can't come to our Monroeville showroom, give us a call and we'll come to you. In fact, wild horses couldn't keep us away.
Taco Bell's new Monterey Chicken Quesadilla combines two tastes so tempting, it might trigger a Monterey matchup. The Monterey Chicken Quesadilla. Rich Monterey Jack cheese meets spicy pepper jack. Melted together over all white meat chicken. For the new Monterey Chicken Quesadilla, think outside the bun.
Preston Dodge Chrysler Jeep wants you to know. If you want it, we've got it. I'm talking the largest selection of vehicles in one location. Over 700 vehicles available. Every vehicle with rock bottom prices. Trevor Dodge Dakota starting at $13,998. Jeep Liberty starting at $17,998. Over 100 minivans starting at $17,898. Plus, get free state inspection and free rentals for as long as you own your vehicle. And check out the all-new Preston Nissan on 9th Avenue in Beaver Falls. Beaver County's newest Nissan dealer. Get to Preston Dodge Chrysler Jeep on Route 51 in Beaver Falls.
Everywhere you look, home phones are being replaced by Cricket. Cricket service works just like your home phone with all the local calls you want for one low, predictable price, plus plenty of free long distance. So why pay for both? Cricket. It could be your only phone. Look for special Cricket offers on McDonald's dollar menu.
Score a very disappointing first half of basketball for the Scarlet Knights. You could say it was a Scarlet nightmare here at Peterson Event Center. I'm John Sanders with Ron Perry. Let's take a look now at the Hyundai first half highlights, and you have to look hard to find some offensive highlights for Rutgers.
Well, it was a struggle. They just didn't shoot it. They just shot over 20%. But Hervé Lamazana, they've got to get him, the ball in many touches as they can. Great dunk right there. Ricky Shields hit that late three, which ended a 6 or 7 minute scoring drought from the outside by the Scarlet Knights. Nice ball movement there. Julius Page cutting down the lane, getting the ball from Ontario Lett. And then this was some good inside play by the Panthers. They love to bang inside, and there's Lett and then Troutman finishing things off.
And statistically, neither team shooting very well, but you talked about it, Ronnie. I think the Knights are lucky they're only down 15 as many times as they turned it over and shooting only 22% and made one three-pointer. And their big scorer, Jerome Coleman, did not have a basket. So it was a disappointing first half for the Scarlet Knights. They'll try to bounce back in the second half. 29-14 is our score. You're watching Big East basketball.
A Hyundai Sonata. Air conditioning, automatic transmission, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, side airbags. Do I need those? Side airbags.
When you get a Hyundai Sonata starting at just $16,524, including America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, you win. Right now, get a 2003 Sonata with zero money down and zero payments for 90 days.
Giving back to the community is a responsibility that I take seriously. There's an old saying, much is expected from those to whom much is given, and I agree. We are role models, and kids do look up to us. That's why I love working with them. They always want to talk about football, which is cool, but I try to also stress the importance of education. Sports are fun, but education is the key. If I could get that through to just one kid, it's worth all the trophies in the world.
For me, it's just disappointing. I played 400 games as a Penguin. I've been in the organization since 1990, and I'm just disgusted. I don't know what I have to do.
Blood, sweat, tears. What do you get? Not a heck of a lot.
1,100 games, 19 years in the league. That's not good enough. Even Riceberg, whatever his name is, got a bobblehead. It's unreal.
Alexei Morozov bobblehead night, Tuesday, March 4th.
Yes, Mario, I go to the net. Yes, Mario, I shoot a puck on a power play. Yes, Mario.
It all starts with a thought and the promise of something better. It doesn't just happen. It takes a shared vision, a view of life that is creative and ever-changing. Passion, commitment, and unrelenting focus bring forth new ideas and unlimited opportunity. Our lives are touched in ways we've only dreamed about. What if becomes what is? The future becomes the present. And now, being there means never really standing still. UPMC.
The design and performance are unsurpassed. They offer comfort, and best of all, this high-performance line uses up to 50% less fuel. The Lennox line of high-efficiency furnaces. To enjoy the quiet comfort of a reliable, efficient Lennox furnace in your home, call 1-800-9-LENNOX for the dealer nearest you. Lennox, unparalleled savings, comfort, and performance.
Ready to start the second half tonight in Pittsburgh. The leading scores, well, you have to look hard if you're the Scarlet Knights, because you've got Shields with 6, 3 free throws, and a three-pointer. Troutman off the bench with 7. Page had 6. Krauser off the bench had 5. In the Rutgers backcourt, how about this, Ronnie? This is a shock.
Well, that's right. Coleman just didn't get it done, and he got shots early, but got to get in the flow of it. Shields did come up with 6. He had a late 3. They need production from those guys. Coleman can get hot in a hurry, but for Rutgers, they need to get some stops defensively.
Same starters for Pittsburgh. Brown, Zavatskis, Lett, Page, and Knight. Lamazana, Exani, Shields, Coleman, Sherrod, the starting 5 as we begin the second half. Zavatskis did hit 1,000 points with a three-pointer earlier in the ballgame, and that's his only basket tonight. Brown rattles home a three-pointer.
He does it all for Pitt. He can make those outside shots. And you've got to play everyone very honestly when you play Pitt, because all the guys, they've got 6 guys, John, that are averaging between 10 and 12 points.
So Shields trying to get it going, almost stolen by Brandon Knight. Coleman looks in the corner. Sherrod's jumper is good. It's a 2. Second field goal for Mike Sherrod. And I'm sure if you're Coach Waters, you're happy to see any field goal go in.
Absolutely. Sherrod has struggled shooting the ball, but he played pretty well in the last game against UConn with 10 points. And Rutgers and Pitt this whole game have been in tough man-to-man sets.
Page trying to push his way inside is bumped and fouled. How about the Pittsburgh backcourt?
The Rutgers foul goes to number 3, Mike Sherrod.
Combination of 9 points there between Knight and Page, but they've also rebounded, dished the ball, and if you throw Jerron Brown in there, he's also been effective with 5 points. Krauser off the bench had 5. So overall, nice job officiating here to just kind of cool things down, talk it over with the players.
Now Page and Sherrod banging bodies, and the foul was called on Sherrod, his second. Pat Driscoll, who took charge of that situation, of the officials. Zavatskis outside. Here's Ontario Lett against Exani, and that's a big matchup for him. Count the basket, and the foul is on Exani.
Well, we talked about the inside advantage for Pitt. Look at this. Exani just cannot, stay in with the strength of Ontario Lett. He just bullies his way to the basket. Not a lot of finesse with that. That is just all strength and power. And go into your strength like that if you're Pitt and take advantage.
Lett to the line now, where he was 2 of 4 in the first half. And Adrian Hill, the freshman from Canton, Ohio, is quickly checked into the lineup to replace Exani, who picks up a quick foul here in the second half. 5 points now for Ontario Lett after the three-point play. And the lead grows to 19.
Very important for Rutgers, John, early in this second half. They get off to a poor start in the game. Been playing catch-up ball ever since. They need a couple of baskets, and again, defensively, they've got to find a way to slow down Pitt.
The pass was actually too hard for Hill, but Coleman will try a 3. It's off the mark, and Knight snatches the rebound. Panthers have numbers. Here comes Donatas Zavatskis. Coleman now 0 for 6 shooting tonight. Just a disastrous night for a terrific score.
Well, it's all long-range stuff, too. At this point, you want to see if you can get some penetration.
And that foul, I think, is going to go on Sherrod as he banged Knight on his way in. And I've got 3 on him. It is his third, and Joel Wiggin will chase him to the bench as he checks back in. Some frustration really beginning to show for Sherrod and some of the Scarlet Knights.
Well, it's been that kind of night. They've shot just over 20%. The turnovers have been there. They've had defenders in their face right from the beginning of this game.
That's the way the Panthers play you. Brown gets it all the way to the baseline. That's an offensive foul. And number 2 on Giron. And we'll turn it back the other way with Pittsburgh leading by 19 points. About 2.5 minutes into this second half.
You know, some games have a flow to it, John. There's transition, you're up and down. This isn't one of those games. This is half court, grind it out, and Pitt is doing just that. They're methodically pulling away in this one.
Well, the Panthers did have some early runs, but it hasn't been a game of runs because the Knights really haven't made any kind of run so far. Hill almost hits the deck. Jump hook is good. First basket for Adrian Hill.
I like him, John. I got the chance to see the big 6'8" freshman Adrian Hill against UConn. He played well off the bench, and he is athletic.
Well, 1 of 12 tonight. This is a 3 from Zavatkas, and he drills it so he's over 1,000 points in his career. His second three-pointer. The lead is 20.
Nice job by Pitt. Distributing the basketball, finding the open man. Very unselfish offensive team.
Hill puts up a baseline jumper. It rattles out, and Knight with a rebound. Back comes Pittsburgh. Zavaskas. A little move on Lamazana and draws the foul. Hervé will pick up his second.
Let's see if they call that on the floor, if they're going to give him 2. I think they give him 2 shots in the act of shooting on that one.
Well, Zavaskas is the best free throw shooter on the Pittsburgh team.
Good things happen when you penetrate with the basketball, and we've seen that tonight with Pitt. They've really been able to get inside against Rutgers. On the other hand, Rutgers has had a very hard time penetrating against Pitt's help-out defense.
Pittsburgh 7 of 11 at the line so far tonight. And he misses the second, so just 1 out of 2 for Donatas. He has 7 points in the game. Pittsburgh has its biggest lead, up by 21.
Pitt a tough team to make up big deficits against too, John, because they're patient with the ball, not a high-tempo run and shoot kind of team. So it's going to have to be methodical by Rutgers. They've got to start it right now.
That's a foul on Donatas Zavatkas as he slapped the ball away. First on him.
There's no question about that one. The big reach by Donatas Zavatkas. There's nowhere to hide when you reach like that. Ben Howland's got to be happy. The team that he's built right here, and hoping that they can go on a roll right now. Now is the time. Try to get number 19 tonight.
You know, their record this year exactly the same as it was last year. They were 18-4 on their way to a school record 29 wins and 2 quick fouls on Zavatkas.
And if you think about it, John, out of the last 4 games, 2 of the losses for Pitt have been 2-point losses. You've got the Syracuse game, you've got the 2-point loss to Notre Dame, and I guess the Seton Hall upset was the one that, you know, was kind of the surprise in there, if you will.
Hale's got a chance to get back at Seton Hall. They'll play them here later in the year. Hill against left gets an up and under move going, but he turns it over. So another turnover, and we've seen plenty of those by the Knights tonight. 15:57 to play. Pittsburgh in front. You're watching Big East basketball.
A Hyundai Sonata. Air conditioning, automatic transmission, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, side airbags. Do I need those? Side airbags.
When you get a Hyundai Sonata starting at just $16,524, including America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, you win. Right now, get a 2003 Sonata with 0 money down and 0 payments for 90 days.
The male can often find himself in precarious situations.
It is funny.
So how many girls have you know? Seriously? Me too.
Okay. Great.
Rolling Rock beer. Grab a rock.
Do you take pride in what you do? Do others recognize you as a leader? Are you passionate about education and mentoring young people? If so, the Academy has an opportunity for you. A nationally recognized innovator in working with today's youth, the Academy is currently seeking individuals to teach, counsel, and coach the next generation. For more information, call the Academy at 412-885-5200. The Academy, where hard work and dedication still matter.
No problem right now for number 9 Pittsburgh as they lead Rutgers by 21 at home. Let's see what's happening in that Villanova game as the Wildcats trying to stay ahead of UConn in the East, and they have reached halftime, and the early lead for the Friars is gone, Ronnie. They're tied.
Great battle going on there. All knotted up, and that should be a good one right now with Villanova at the top of the East, John, at 7-3. They're trying to hold that slim margin over the UConn Huskies, who won today against St. John's.
How bad has it gone for the Scarlet Knights tonight? They have made 7 baskets in 24 minutes.
It's been a complete struggle. They've got to get some penetration. Pitt's man-to-man defense in the half-court set has just completely smothered them.
Brown gets inside, and he draws the foul. That's going to go on Hill. It'll be his second. And there are a lot of times in your career, Ronnie, you had more than 7 baskets in 24 minutes, didn't you?
There were a couple of times. There were some nights, too, though, where the thing wasn't going down and you were frustrated and you had to just stay with it. One of the things I'm thinking that Gary Waters might try, which, of course, can open the game up even more, is maybe put some full-court pressure on John just to see if he can open this game up and see if his team can get some turnovers and maybe get a couple of transitions, which the half-court set has been very difficult.
Tipped in by Lett. Ontario Lett to the rescue. It is a 24-point lead for the Panthers. Ramazana with it. Knocked away, another turnover. Knight scrambles against Page. Wigan touched it last, so Pittsburgh will get it. Well, Wigan, the last Knight to touch it, and the Scarlet Nightmare goes on here in Pittsburgh.
Here's some pressure right here by Rutgers. I think it's a good move. See if they can just pick the pace of this game up, get Pitt to run a bit more.
But they wind up with a break, and Lett finishes off the nice feed that time by Zavatkas. Ontario Lett with 9, 7 in the second half. Here's Coleman.
Still don't think it's a bad idea because suddenly even Rutgers pushing the ball up the floor. They just don't get penetration, John, out of the half-court set. They pass the ball around the perimeter, not getting into the lane area and beating people.
That's 15 turnovers now by the Scarlet Knights. Zavatkas picks up his 3rd foul. All in the last couple of minutes, so he heads to the bench. And Kareem Wright will check back in for Rutgers. It'll be Hill going to the bench. Knights will have it under their own basket. We played just over 5 minutes of the second half. And for Rutgers, 18 points in 25 minutes of basketball. Lamazana for 3.
That's why he's a tough matchup, because Ontario Lett has to go 22 feet away from the goal. And here's some pressure now by Rutgers. Good move. Forcing Pitt to move with the ball and might force Pitt to shoot it a little quicker than they normally would.
Inside Troutman. Knight passes on the 3, gets into the lane, has it blocked, gets it back, and draws a foul. One thing about Brandon Knight, he stays with it, and the Panthers tonight are 9 of 15 from the foul line. And playing for the first time is Jason McCoy, and he picks up his first foul.
Well, that's that penetration we talked about, and Brandon Knight gets in there amongst the tall trees. Does so many good things. I thought he had the 3 that time. Such a good penetrator, though. He loves to get into the lane.
Well, he was much better, as you pointed out, shooting from the foul line against the Hoyas on Tuesday. Of course, that snowstorm really kind of benefited Pittsburgh. They had a couple of days of practice, actually got 3 days of practice, because they went from Seton Hall to D.C. by bus after the game on Saturday and got to work out Sunday and Monday, and then got the big win on the road on Tuesday, and the foul is on Troutman. He's got 2.
See, if you're Rutgers here, though, they're blocking the ball up the floor. They've got to push it up. Everything they do right now has got to be aggressive to see if they can get some shots without people right in their faces.
The timeout will take us to a break with 14:25 left. You're watching Big East basketball.
Things are moving at Rourke Volkswagen. Buying a new car has never been so much fun. No high-pressure sales here. Volkswagens practically sell themselves. People love that Rourke Volkswagen is so centrally located. Wherever you live, Rourke is just a short jaunt away. Come out to Rourke Volkswagen on West Liberty in Dormont and check out the quality and performance of a Volkswagen. You better hurry. Like I said, they're going fast. For any lifestyle, there's a Volkswagen, and we're minutes from just about anywhere. Rourke Volkswagen.
Come on. That's it. Keep moving. Morning, Rob. How are you? Come on. Come on, fellas. Let's go. Let's keep going. Okay? You too. Take care. Come on.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, small shipment today, eh, Rob?
Yeah, bigger one's coming tomorrow.
(45-21), and Ron, you said right off the top that Pittsburgh should have the advantage inside, and they do.
Well, they've really pounded it in there, but their big people have also gotten involved with the offense very nicely. Ontario Lett. I tell you, the big fella can handle the ball. He's got the quick feet. Check him out. He's closing in on double figures. No one for the Panthers in double figures. He's really poured it on in the second half. Rutgers showed some pressure there, and Pitt says, hey, you got pressure us. We're going to attack the basket.
Knights will inbound. Joel Wiggin out there. Lamazana. McCoy on the court right now, along with Coleman, who's looking for his first basket. Another turnover. Troutman will go to the line. Lamazana will pick up his third foul.
This is really frustrating for the Scarlet Knights. They just cannot get anything going offensively. They're falling down now at the offensive end. It's a very aggressive, man-to-man by Pitt. They play a team-oriented game, and Gary Waters trying different combinations, trying different defenses. But again, it's difficult, and he's got some young players that are going to just have to play through this.
Well, the Panthers' defense, Ronnie, is just not going to let you get going consistently. They're tough to put runs on, and they haven't had anybody in Scarlet get hot tonight.
The word stifling comes to mind, John. It is a smothering defense, and not very forgiving if that shot's not going down.
A lot of games that the Panthers play in are not pretty, but they wind up being wins for Pittsburgh because they make you play ugly. 46-21 is our score, and the Panthers get it back.
They also generally win the battle of the boards, too. And again, they're so good defensively. One of the reasons they're so patient offensively.
Three-pointer by Page. All of a sudden, it's just like a dagger. That's 9 points for Page. And the Panthers have their biggest lead.
Rutgers has got to hang in there right now. This is just forget the score, play hard, and try to see if you can get some kind of penetration out there. They're just not getting into the lane area with their backcourt people.
There's the overplay and a foul by Lett. We mentioned Pittsburgh hit 10 three-pointers in beating the Scarlet Knights at the rack earlier this year. Ontario Lett will go to the bench along with Brown as Morris and Krauser check in for Pittsburgh. They made 10 threes in that game, Ronnie, and in the second half, the reason they won it, they were 7 of 8 three-pointers in the second half. And the three-pointer is not really a big weapon for Pittsburgh. If they get that going, that gives them an extra dimension, makes them extra tough.
Well, with the inside game they have, that's a very tough formula for the opposition. Rutgers, of course, very tough at what they call the rack on campus. Very tough on-campus facility.
Foul is on Siobhan Troutman. He's got 3. He is Zavaskas with 3 fouls.
And of course, this is turning out to be a very good home court for the Pitt Panthers.
Well, when you're undefeated, yeah, that's pretty good. They're looking for their 20th straight home victory. Morris rebounds after the miss of the 1-and-1 by Lamazana. Here comes the Scarlet Knights pressure. Fans react, thought that Wiggin got away with a foul. Morris throws it away. Wiggin starts back. Here's Coleman. 3-pointer, no good. And his shots, Ronnie, haven't been close tonight.
Got to get that one to the goal. The shot's not going. Transition opportunity that time.
Krauser for 3, rattles it in. How about that? He had Troutman under the bench. He calmly pulled up and nailed the 3, his second tonight. Blocking foul on Krauser. That's his first.
Krauser never got there on this one. As you see Wiggin go airborne, Krauser never gets in front of him. He only partially gets there. That's a good call, and he slides under after he goes airborne. He goes airborne, still moving, only gets part of his body in front of him. You've got to get all the way there before he goes up. That's a good call.
Wiggin, no luck at the line. Wooten checks back in along with Sherrod as McCoy and Coleman head to the bench. Jerome Coleman has not scored. And he's got a chance, Ronnie, to score 1,000 points in just 2 seasons after coming from junior college. But tonight, nothing but blanks.
Well, he's the team's leading scorer, Ricky Shields. So it's a real tough night for the backcourt. We've got a violation on the inbounds play by Pitt.
The Panthers turn it back over. In front by 30 points. Here's Wright, powers his way inside, scoops it up and scores. First basket tonight for Kareem Wright. Krauser draws the crowd, steps through. Knight down the lane, tried to go to Morris. Bad pass.
Just too close to each other. There was no spacing by the time that pass was made.
Wooten for 3. Comes up short. Foul is going to go over the back, I think.
Kareem, right. I don't think any doubt about it. Just
he looked around like, wait, me? He cleared out the entire area along the baseline. He couldn't believe he called a foul.
When you're 6'9", 270, John, it's kind of tough to hide.
That is his 3rd foul.
Gary Waters looking on. It is not easy if you've ever been on the short end of this type of game. And you just say to yourself, wow, 12:24 to go. This is a long one, and you just look for guys that are going to drive through this thing in battle all the way to the end.
Wright has the rebound of the Morris miss. If that happened in one of Pitt's recent games here, they got 40 points up on West Virginia. And John Beilein, there was just nothing he could do but shake his head. There's a nice basket by Wooten. It's his first.
The thing that impresses me with Pitt, John, is despite the fact that they're way up in this game, they just stay focused. They continue to play hard. And what they don't want to do is get careless with the basketball.
Like
there
that. A 5-0 run. Here's Lamazana, and he's fouled. Knight will pick up his 3rd. So the Panthers now running into some foul problems. He's got 3. Troutman has 3, and Zavaskas has 3.
I think the pressure has been a good idea. Trying to get Pitt to just move the basketball quicker in the half-court set. They have been deadly.
Lamazana 0 for 2 at the line. The field goals aren't going, and neither are the free throws tonight. Eight points now for Hervé Lamazana. You're watching Big East basketball.
Lease a 3 Series now with all-wheel drive for $318 a month, only through March 4th.
It's backed by Beryl Cadillac. Not $499, not $399.
Certified used Cadillacs just $299 down, $299 a month. DeVille's, Seville's, Eldorados. Barrel Cadillac, Route 19, Wexford.
At Straw Brewery, our brewing process has remained virtually unchanged since our great-great-grandfather Peter Straub perfected it in 1872. Fresh spring-fed mountain water is mixed with all natural ingredients and no preservatives. You can enjoy the company of a double cold filtered Straub's anytime, anywhere.
Straub Beer and Straub Light. Beer in all its glory.
Breakthrough to Barrel Cadillac in 2003. The brand new CTS is hot and in stock. Not $499, not $449, now just $359. Barrel Cadillac, Route 19, Wexford.
52-27 is our score. Let's take a look at Shooting the Rock. It's brought to you by Rolling Rock. Grab a rock. And you can see Pittsburgh's shooting is off, but not as much as Rutgers.
Yeah, Rutgers has just really struggled. Check that out, 13%. Pittsburgh, of course, is shooting the ball fairly consistently. They've played, really the story of the game has been Pitt's defense against Rutgers. I like this pressure, though, by Rutgers. It's giving them a lift right now. Ooh, Knight just snuck over midcourt on that one.
Here is Knight with it. Inside Morris, and a foul called. So don't count the basket. Foul's going to go on Joel Wiggin. Picks up his second. So we're now in the bonus both ways. No luck for Morris at the line. He's now 1 of 4 shooting free throws. This is Wooten, the freshman, gets a three-point look and an air ball. But Lamazana saves it. So the clock is not reset. Lamazana works his way inside using the glass and scores. He is in double figures, the first player on either team in double figures tonight. It's been a low-scoring affair here at the Peterson Event Center. And Kareem Wright, he's not going to be around long at this rate. That is number 4. An 8-0 run by the Scarlet Knights. They've cut the lead to 52-29, so they have brought it down to a 23-point difference.
And they've done it with the pressure. Pitt's got a little bit careless against the full court pressure. It's quickened the pace of Pitt's shots, and Rutgers now getting down the court, and that's what they need to keep doing.
First chance at the line for Julius Page, and he becomes the first Panther in double figures. Is right back to the bench, replaced by the freshman from Canton, Adrian Hill.
Julius Page, the team's leading scorer, really capable of putting big numbers on the board, named after Julius Erving, and you've got to love a man with a 39-inch vertical leap. I know Ben Holland does.
He can get up there. He's now got 11 points. It's 54-29. Pittsburgh's biggest lead has been 31 points this evening. They did trail briefly in the early going.
The inside has just been completely sealed off. Oh, nice move.
And Hill with a jam.
That is some move by Lamazana. He sets that play up at 6'10", like a point guard with the dish.
And thrown away. Wooten with the basket, bending good. Well, Wooten gets the quick basket, and Ben Howland said that's enough. He will call a timeout with 10:42 to play. It's 54-33. So a little bit of a run by the Scarlet Knights, and the guy you talked about that needs more touches, Lamazana, getting them right now.
Yeah, and you know what? Suddenly the game opening up a little bit more. Look at that no-look by Lamazana since they put the press on. Hill, the freshman, has shown some athleticism in this game, and he's 6'8". Wooten with a putback basket on the turnover, and Ben Holland in that time, I was saying, guys, you've played 30 strong minutes of basketball. Let's not have any let up right now.
Well, the graphic we showed you earlier was their three-point shooting. The field goal shooting has not been much better for either team either way, although Pittsburgh coming in the best field goal shooting team in the conference. See part of the Zoo crew coming to their feet. And the long pass to Morris, a jam.
That's one way to take advantage of full court pressure, attack it with the home run ball.
It is a 12-4 run, and that's the first field goal by Pittsburgh in the last 3 minutes. Sherrod against Knight, puts it up off the glass, bending off, tipped up, and into the hands of Brown. Joel Wiggin will try to cut him off. He finds Krauser, I think maybe by accident. Here's Knight for three. Rimming out. Wooten tips it up. Morris had a piece of it. And Lamazana comes back. He's going to take it all the way in and roll it home. A little finger roll. Lamazana with a dozen. Starting to take charge offensively. Brown steps inside and scores.
I thought he might have got away with a walk on that one. A lot of ground was covered, wasn't it?
Yeah. Gary Waters up with his hands on his hips. Doesn't say much. 58-35. Wooten, long three.
That was an NBA variety three. Wooten, one of the bright spots that Gary Waters looking to the future with, the 6'1 freshman from Detroit.
We cut the lead to 20. We're inside the final 10 minutes.
Joel Wiggin, a sophomore guard out there as well. And Adrian Hill, also a freshman. So, again, young ball club.
Knight off the feed, reverses and scores. Just 6 points for Brandon tonight, but he has been effective in running the offense as always.
I like the way Pitt's post people pass the basketball, John. They don't just get it in low and shoot it up. Oh, good D.
There it is again. This time it's Jerron Brown. And to me, Ronnie, he's the unsung hero of this team. He does a lot of the dirty work. Led the team in rebounding a year ago. You need a big basket, he'll get you a big basket.
Or a big defensive play. Right. Brings the ball up against pressure. And he really does become the X factor for the Pitt Panthers.
Possession arrow. We'll keep it at this end. And McCoy with it. Sherrod kicks it out. McCoy, a miss from the corner. Savatskas simply had too good a position for Hill that time. Gets the rebound.
I'm not sure he even jumped at the end. He had such good blocking out. That's what it's all about. You want to be a good defensive rebounder, block out.
Well, the only way the guy's going to get the offensive rebound is he's going to have to foul you. Here's Zavaskas for three. McCoy the rebound. Looks to Wooten.
2-3 zone that time by Rutgers.
Runner by Wooten too strong, but on the weak side, a foul call.
I think it's on Zavaskas.
We have a technical foul called, I think, too. Rebounding is even right now. Let's sort this out.
I think the foul is called on Zavaskas on the rebounding action.
That's right, and it is his fourth. Maybe a technical on Adrian Hill.
There's the foul on Zavaskas. There's the flailing arm right there, and that's what Frank Scagliotta saw, and I think that's going to be the technical foul.
Well, Hill is set to go to the free throw line.
Yep.
So Hill will be charged with a personal foul and picking up the technical. That is his second. It's been a long night for Gary Waters and the Scarlet Knights.
Officials huddling. There's a foul on Zavaskas on the hold, and then Hill with the forearm. He got a piece of Ontario Lett as well.
And I think with the technical involved, we're going to have no players at the line.
Hill's got two shots.
Well, he is under 40% in his free throw shooting, so putting him on the line is not to your advantage. And he knows it.
Seen that pose a few times by Gary Waters. Long night on the bench. His team continues to battle, though.
1 out of 2 for Adrian Hill. Now we're going to walk to the other end, and Donatas Zavatskas will get a chance to answer. Ron Exani checks back in the lineup.
Shoot a couple of free throws here.
Donatas 1 of 2 at the line so far.
And then I believe the possession will go to Pitt. That ball, the foul had been on the offensive possession for Rutgers, so when you alternate the possession, it would go back to Pitt. Zavaskas, one of the best free throw shooters for the Panthers.
But just 2 out of 4 tonight, 8 points for the senior from Lithuania. Came to this country and could only say hi and bye. The only 2 words he knows. Now he speaks 3 languages and speaks them all very well. 61-39. The Panthers have the lead. They have not been threatened since the quick start to the second half. They were up 15 at intermission. Stretched it out to 31. Krauser for 3. Bending no good. Let right there for the putback.
That was no block out there at all on Let. How about the way he just one-hands that with his left hand and puts it right home. He's got a very soft touch inside.
Having a pretty good night is Ontario, up to 11 points. His biggest game was 20 earlier this year against Notre Dame. Shields for 3. Too strong. Forced that 3. The Knights get it back. It did not touch iron, so the clock is down to 10.
And a lot of in-your-face long jump shots by Rutgers. They've got to try to penetrate.
I tell you, Wooten is not afraid to shoot from long range. Tipped into the hands of Krauser. Tried to pull it back. Weaves his way around McCoy. Zavotskis with it. 7:20 to play here in the second half. Pittsburgh in control. They have been throughout.
Now this is a Sweet 16 team from a year ago, and right now Pitt trying to gear up for that kind of, late season run.
3-pointer by the redshirt freshman. His 3rd 3 tonight. Krauser with 11.
He's been effective, John. He's getting, good minutes, and he's confident.
Sherrod's shot is blocked. Krauser to Brown. Lays it home. He's in double figures with 10. The 3rd Panther in double figures. Excuse me, the 4th Panther in double figures. 68-39. The Panthers open it up again. And there's not much that Gary can do.
Yeah, it's frustration. You've got to try to hold the troops together, get them to continue to play hard and play with some pride down the stretch in a game like this. But let's face it, it has not gone well for Rutgers tonight. In the half-court set, John, they've had people in their face. And right now, this is just Gary Waters saying, gentlemen, have some pride out there in trying to will them to go out there and play as competitively as they can.
Now, Piasecki has checked into the lineup. McCoy is in there. Lamazana is in there. Sherrod is in there. Shields is in there. It's been a terrible night for their leading scorer, Jerome Coleman, who has not made a basket.
If I'm having that kind of a shooting night, I'm thinking I've got to try to get it to the goal, draw a foul, get to the foul line. That jump shot is just not there for me. Tough man-to-man. Always pressured by Pitt.
Well, Piasecki, who's played in only 5 games, is on the court, and Lamazana looks around as if, hey, nobody wanted to challenge me there?
He reminded me of, this will be a name that out of the past, of Connie Hawkins. That was years ago. I mean, he went way up with the one hand on that one. Connie, one of the great NBA players from years ago.
Here's Jerron Brown. Knight for 3. Rims out. Shields has the rebound.
He hasn't had much luck with those shots tonight, Brandon Knight, but he is looking for it. And I think Pitt's going to need that down the stretch.
Nice finger roll that time on the move inside by Shields. His first basket in the second half. Here's Ontario Let. Panthers get it to Brown, right at the foul line. Runner bending in.
Well, this game is opening up more now because of the pressure by Rutgers, and they're finally getting some open looks that they haven't had all night.
How about that 3-pointer by Wooten? He's got some range. He's in double figures with 10. 5:31 to go.
And those shots, John, just weren't there all night because it was a half-court game. A little bit of pressure. Got Pitt shooting it more quickly. And Gary Waters, I'll tell you what, no let-up in his game for the final 5:31. He is into it all the way.
Well, first team to 70 wins. It's Pittsburgh, the first to hit 70. They've had a good second half. They've scored 41 points in the second half, and 4 of the players in double figures. And Ronnie, that's really consistent with what they've done all year long.
It really is. It's balance. It's Pittsburgh basketball. They've got between.
Taco Bell's new Monterey Chicken Quesadilla combines two tastes so tempting, it might trigger a Monterey matchup.
So rich.
She digs me.
Spicy, too.
Really digs me.
Working the old quesadilla angle again, huh?
The Monterey Chicken Quesadilla. Rich Monterey Jack cheese meets spicy pepper jack. Melted together over all white meat chicken. For the new Monterey Chicken Quesadilla, think outside the bun.
Pitt by 23 points. Let's take a look as we come back at our BMW ultimate drive of the game. Pretty nice move by Brandon Knight, who has not scored that many points tonight.
Really strong to the goal. Brandon Knight, always tough. And how about Hervé Lamazana at 6'10", the junior from the Ivory Coast.
And he's had a good second half, 5 for 5. Morris gets down the baseline, wave off the basket. He was fouled on his way to the hoop.
Ben Howland, what a job he has done here at Pitt. Outstanding, his 4th year here. Sweet 16 a year ago. Coach of the year. And this year's edition, this is going to be a very tough team. They've got to be, I think, John, they're going to be very tough to beat in the Big East tournament. And this is a tournament-tested team as you start thinking toward March. And we're almost there, my man. Not that far before March Madness.
And it is going to be madness this March, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there are 15 teams, John, that could go all the way. The balance has never been better.
A pair at the line for Torrey Morris. He has 5 points total. It's Pittsburgh 80-55. You're watching Big East basketball.
Well, mama, don't you make me another meatloaf. Forget the mac and cheese. I want some fun piled on a bun. I want a manwich, please. Make tonight a manwich night. I want a manwich, please.
How much is enough? Now you can decide. Introducing Orville Redenbacher's single-serve mini bags. Big Orville taste in a new snacking size. Pick up some Orville Redenbachers and start popping today.
There is a place where the rest of the world's sports sedans can be found. We call it a rear view mirror. The BMW 3 Series, the ultimate driving machine.
Lease a 3 Series now for $299 a month, only through March 4th.
Subway didn't just change my weight, it changed my life. I've got a lot more energy now, and I need it with a wife and home. Now there's plenty to take care of. I have a yard to keep, things to build, gutters to clean. I work up quite an appetite. I mean, eating right's never tasted so good. And now Subway has all these delicious new sauces. It's great, like honey mustard on turkey or red wine vinaigrette on a club. They're delicious and still low fat.
Maybe tomorrow you'll paint the house?
Maybe tomorrow.
Subway, eat fresh!
Proud sponsor of the American Heart Association's Heart Walk.
Tonight's Big East game is brought to you by BMW. Test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center. It's 80-55, and back on February 12th, 10 days ago in this very building, Pittsburgh hammered West Virginia by a final of 82-46, and it's been that kind of game again tonight for the most part. There's a 3 by Sherrod. He has 7 points in the game.
Give credit to Rutgers. They've battled in this game. It would have been easy to just sort of pack it in, and Troutman finishes it off. But they picked the pace up, and they're trying to continue to put points on the board.
Troutman becomes the 5th Panther in double figures. Piasecki with a miss. Dimitris the rebound. He's got 2 3-pointers tonight. Yuri Dimitris. McCarroll inside to Troutman. The Panthers will be content to work the clock a little bit, something they have not had a tendency to do. They've been looking to go every time they get it. Here's Morris from the foul line. Off the glass, no good.
I'm not sure that was the shot they were looking for after being patient against the Rutgers 2-3 zone.
Nice drive by Wooten, but he could not finish the shot. The fans behind us are chanting, "We want Coleman." Coleman has just been stifled completely. McCarroll does not get the bounce, and it goes into the hands of Coleman.
Tough night for Coleman. He averages 17 a game, and he's had 30-point games against the likes of Syracuse, but just not there for him tonight. Couldn't get it going.
Wooten for 3, and he'll get 3 at the line. The foul is on number 11. Carl Krauser, the redshirt freshman, picks up his second.
There's no way you want to commit that foul. Under 2 minutes to go. Up as Pitt is, you don't want to foul the jump shooter. That's a 3-point shot attempt. It's 3 free throws.
Well, Rutgers is going to find themselves in last place in the West, so they have some work to do. They'll sort out their upcoming schedule as Wooten gets the roll from the line. Couple of home games, one against Seton Hall, one against Notre Dame, and then they'll finish on the road at St. John's and Syracuse. So it's going to take some doing if they're going to make it to New York City.
They've been very tough at home. They had a very impressive BC Georgetown homestand. Tough loss to West Virginia. And then they went on the road, of course, and had a loss to UConn, and they just have not been able to win on the road.
Well, that's the toughest thing about the conference is he gets all 3 from the line, and that's 19.
Put it on.
Second half. Here's Troutman for 3. Morris puts it out of bounds. Touched last by Hill, so the to go. Pittsburgh has a meeting with Seton Hall in their future. Also a very important game coming up with UConn. Let's check the schedule as we have a foul called against the Scarlet Knights. Adrian Hill will pick up his 3rd. There's the schedule. On Wednesday at Virginia Tech, back home for a game on March 2nd against UConn. Then Seton Hall is here the following Wednesday, and they will close out the regular season on Sunday, March 9th at Villanova.
No easy ones on there. The league very balanced. Some tough road tests. You've got to continue to hold your winning streak at home as Pitt continues to do.
Looking for their 14th in a row in their new facility. And number 20 in a row overall. What is Villanova doing as they battle Providence tonight? And Providence has a 7-point lead in the closing minutes. Wooten gets it inside. Krauser knocked it away, and a foul called on Krauser. Now the standings with the Pittsburgh win, as a couple more subs are set to come in for the Panthers. They will keep pace with the 2 that they are battling for first place in the West. It'll be Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, and Syracuse all at 9-3. Syracuse is out of the conference tomorrow against Michigan State. And the bad news is for Rutgers with a 3-9 record there in the South.
And they're going to have to pour it on with, the separation right now with Georgetown and West Virginia. Rutgers has got to continue to battle. The West Division's been outstanding this year. What a great battle at the top.
Durazo and Federico checking into the lineup. 20-point game for Calvin Wooten. 21-point game, 21 for Wooten as he hits a pair at the line. Durazo's 3 is going to come up short. Piasecki will run down the rebound. We're in the final minute. It's 84-63. Wooten again. 3, this time a little strong. Piasecki gets it back to him. He gets inside, puts up a little runner. Hill fighting Morris, and Morris puts him on the deck.
That was a little overboard by Morris. The foul's one thing, but he really came down hard on him. Hill with the rebound. Morris now the foul, but then the pull down as well. That's borderline flagrant.
Yep, but it'll be 2 shots for Hill anyway. We're in the double bonus both ways as we play the final minute. The Panthers' winning streak against Rutgers is going to go to 5 straight. And 6 in a row here in Pittsburgh.
Well, this one was never in doubt, John. This was a game where, Pitt really turned the defensive heat on from the get-go. And Rutgers just never really got into this one.
Morris with the rebound. This is the part of the game that the subs like because they don't get much playing time. They work hard in practice, and McCarroll makes it pay off.
Ben Howland was over there trying to get his guys to spread the floor, but these guys have been on the bench waiting, and tough to not let that jumper fly.
Nice rebound by Hill, but he can't get the shot to go. McCarroll has the rebound. Here's Demetris.
Ben Howland really wants to pull it out, but takes a lot of discipline not to shoot. He's saying, don't shoot it.
Well, 10 different Panthers have scored in this game, and that will do it. 86-65 is going to be the final score. So Hill and Morris get together after the game to maybe make some amends because they were getting very physical in the latter part of the game. But another big win for Pittsburgh. They made it an ugly night for the Scarlet Knights.
Great effort by Pitt defensively as they get a big win here at home, and Rutgers needs to regroup to get out of the basement of the West Division.
86-65 is the final. For Ron Perry and our entire crew here in Pittsburgh, I'm John Sanders. Thanks for watching. This game is produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. So long from Pittsburgh.
At OneCochran.com, finding the vehicle of your dreams has never been easier.
Hi, got your Hyundai Sonata outside. It's got lots of headroom, just like you requested.
That's great, but I didn't order one.
Well, I didn't order one either. Rex.
OneCochran.com, thousands and thousands of vehicles with pricing, incentives, and finance options. It's car shopping so simple, anyone can do it.
Something remarkable is happening. People are realizing that Cricket service works just like their home phone, with all the local calls they want for one low, predictable price, plus plenty of free long distance. So Cricket does more and costs less. And for home phones, it's the end of the line. Cricket. It could be your only phone. Look for special Cricket offers on McDonald's dollar menu.
Just breathe, breathe. Are you ready?
Hey, baby. It's your appetite. I say we get 2 Arby's sourdough melts for $3.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I know you want that, baby.
Do we have time?
That's why they invented drive-thru.
Get 2 Arby's sourdough melts for $3 only for a short time.
You want a bite?
Give in to your grown-up taste.
College basketball on Fox Sports Net. Julius Page and powerful Pitt take on Big East rival Virginia Tech. Wednesday at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
Coming up after the Penn State-Minnesota game on PST, Penguins Blues post-game interviews, analysis on the Panthers-Rutgers game, plus a full report from Pirate Spring Training. That and more tonight after the Penn State-Minnesota game on PST.
We now join this regularly scheduled program in progress.
Including the first Minnesota game, but this time they were able to close the deal with a thrilling 1-point win. They just held off Wisconsin at the end, and that first win is always a sweet one.
Well, DeForest Riley, you saw him hit the big shot. Kirk Pennies comes up after the buzzer, so they celebrate at State College. And what they need to do now, Dutch, is celebrate a road win. They have not won on the road yet this year.